Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to the Aha Moments Radio Show for the inspiration, education, and celebration of enlightened living worldwide with your host, Mariana Cooper, founder of Aha Moments International and AhaMomentsWorld.com. Tune in for the next hour and learn to trust your aha moments to lead the way to live a passionate and purposeful life. And now here's your host, Mari.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Aha Moments Radio Show for the inspiration, education, and celebration of enlightened living worldwide. I'm Mari. Happy Tuesday, and off we go into a fun topic. One that I actually, as I started to mention it to people, I said, oh, that sounds interesting, and that is prayer versus the parallels. And I say parallels, but I think the word parallels kind of was a one-word umbrella for spirituality, for manifesting, for law of attraction, all of these pieces that we perceive as going underneath a spiritual path versus prayer. We kind of put that under a religious umbrella. But today we're going to talk about how they fit, and I know a lot of people kind of put the two against each other and feel like, well, if I'm praying, then I'm not doing the manifesting work, and if I'm doing the manifesting work, I'm not doing the prayer, and there's guilt in different directions and all of that. So what I wanted to do today was sort of get some clarity on that and let you know that it all fits in, and that it's important to do both. And we'll talk in great detail about that as we go forward. A couple of announcements, though, before we get to that. And the first one is that we have a class that starting next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow. Registration is closing for it this Thursday, so in about a day and a half. And it's called Second Chances with Your Parallel Realities. And it's probably one of the more popular classes that I've seen as people are signing up like in droves for this thing, which is awesome. It's a specialty class, so I'm only going to be teaching it one time, and then it'll go into the vaults and of my audio library. I'm not going to teach it more than once, but it is a very specific way of applying the parallel and multidimensional manifesting work to getting second chances in various parts of your life. And I think all of us have at one point or another done something and missed, right? I mean, you missed. A lot of people label it as failure. It's not really. But we want another opportunity. And that could be relationships. It could be something with your career. It could be a hobby. It could be a sport, all different types of things. I know that as I started to, the first amount of loss that you have, like losing the relationship that you so wanted, or the situation, or didn't go the way you wanted, or like I said, the hobby or the sport or the job or career or whatever didn't go the way you wanted, we go through that loss period. And so that actually is a catalyst to one portion of our through loss is actually taking a growth spurt. People think it's a backwards thing, but actually, in most cases, it's actually forward momentum because it's drawing you to ask questions that will cause you to ultimately expand to a greater version of yourself. So the loss part really isn't a bad thing. It's a painful thing. But the part that kind of gets in the way is that a lot of us shut down to the next opportunity, to new opportunities. And as we shut down and we wall ourselves up and we try to numb ourselves from the pain of the thing that we feel we lost, we also numb ourselves to the possibility of having a second chance. And so, and if you don't do that, you will see that the universal energies, God, whoever your God of your understanding, will always give you another opportunity. There will always be something that comes your way that will resemble that first loss. And it could be, a second chance at love. And it doesn't even be second chance. It could be third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 10th, 100th chance, okay? But another opportunity. to conquer something, to revisit something. Now, always when I say revisit, it's really you're visiting forward, right? You're never really going back to an old frequency. That doesn't really happen. However, you can have situations, circumstances, and certainly life categories that bring you new opportunities. So this class is really special to me because I've actually, in the last year, have had a lot of second chances come my way. And I jump at them because now I know, like, oh my goodness, and I'm actually ready for them. And I know it's because of the parallel work that I was doing, and I wasn't even really going for a second chance. But it's like, wow, the things that were really meaningful to me did have come back around and in a much better way. And one of the things that you'll learn in this class, and you'll hear me say it, and I actually even said it in the email today, is that if given a chance, your higher self, God, the universe, all that is, will always top your best idea. And they're just waiting for permission. They're angels, guides, whatever. But you will always get an opportunity, and it will top the best idea that you've ever had. So I've seen a lot of people, like I was talking to somebody about relationships the other day, and she said, I have to be really guarded this time because the last one did this to me and this one before that did this to me, and I'm really in pain, and I have to make sure that, I never let myself feel that again, and I never let myself be that available in my heart and all these things. And so there's the potential for very kind of unfulfilling experience when you wall up like that based on something that happened. Like when we have a hurt in our lives, we feel shattered, right? So like when a bomb goes off, they call it shrapnel, it's like the debris. And so you don't want to carry the shrapnel of the last relationship bomb into the new relationship, right? And then when you do, and when you wall up, you kind of start to get repeating people. Like it seems like the same person with a different name keeps showing up. You start having these repetitive patterns. And so that kind of thing can stop your second chance. So we're going to work on that type of thing. It may not just be for a relationship. You can apply it to lots of different things. But we'll work on some clearing. We'll work on some configuring of what it is you're desiring, and then we'll work on what to do with it when it shows up, because it is very interesting. Be careful what you wish for, because when it does show up, it's like, oh, whoa. I mean, and it's really, really palpable and very, very powerful. So if you have not seen the email or you're not on our email list, you can email me, because I went so fast with this, I didn't put up a website specifically for it, but have sent out several emails to our list. We have a $50 off discount. I'm not sure how many of those have left because there was only a few last I checked. But there's, I think it's a $247 class, but then the $50 off makes it $197. It's 4 weeks. It starts next week. It's an hour each week. They are going to be recorded, so if you can't participate live, you certainly can listen to the replays and it'll be on Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Pacific time, because I'm in California, so you can sort that out. But just email me if you haven't received anything about the course in your inbox. You can email me at support@ahamomentsinc.com, and we'll get the latest email over to you. And registration is closing this Thursday, so that I know how many people we have in class, and we don't have the whole last minute, are we running this or we're not running this? I mean, we are running it because we have a bunch of people who are in, but I want to just, kind of shut that whole process down as of Thursday, okay? So you definitely want to take that one. And, okay. So the other thing that's going on is that we have Mercury in retrograde, and I was actually trying to ignore it. That's why I wasn't doing all my normal announcing. But we do have it. It's been going on since April 9th, so we're about halfway through, and it will continue until May 3rd. And so signing contracts and having anything like, medical diagnoses and different things like that You want to be careful. It doesn't mean don't get medical care. Absolutely get medical care. Getting your things like your car worked on, buying major appliances. If it's something elective, like buy the appliance now or buy it after the retrograde, you probably want to buy it after the retrograde. Same thing with electronics and that type of thing. So just be aware that if you're having any kind of garbled communications with people, if you're feeling like your point isn't really getting across all that well, just keep in the back of your mind that Mercury in retrograde does affect communications and may be part of the culprit for that, and don't panic too much. If you're feeling extra tired, if you're feeling kind of down, that could very well be, or things just feel like they're in quicksand and kind of not moving. This is not the time to try to manifest your biggest and best things. This is the time to actually let go of things. So if you are starting a diet, perfect, or on a diet, it's perfect. Starting an exercise program, any kind of cleaning out of closets, storage units, garages, attics, those types of things, perfect timing for that. Doing research, great time for research, great time for meetings, great time for exploration, making plans. But as far as launching anything like business, if you have business and you're launching a new promotion or anything like that, you probably want to, wait if you can. If you can't, it's okay, but just don't get yourself freaked out if it feels a little slower than normal. And sometimes, like if you're traveling, you want to get traveler's insurance because they're, bags are more likely to get lost, things, more delays and things. So just allow for that. And sometimes you have to do things twice, So, like if you get an oil change and then, the filter breaks or something, like you have to go back and get it done again. This type of thing. That's kind of like Mercury in retrograde. The good thing is that for the last 4 months, we had Venus in retrograde. And Venus went direct on April 15th. So that's fabulous because that affects romantic relationships, also affects your level of attractiveness and your irresistibility and that type of thing. So that was traveling backwards for months. So if you've been having ups and downs with your romantic relationships or new love interests have seemed to be kind of on hold or in a holding pattern, don't be surprised if you get some forward momentum now, and it's much better. And you might even want to wait another 2 weeks till May 3rd for things like first kisses and, all that kind of stuff, if you can, to have the real momentum back. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It's always good to keep an eye on what's going on the energy with regard to retrogrades. They definitely have a big, can have quite, I wouldn't say big, but quite an influence on people, more so than during times where we're not in the retrograde. Okay, so if you'd like to call in and ask a question today, excuse me, I have incense going in here, and I had to lock the cats out of my office. Now the doors are all closed, and it's like it's asphyxiating me. Oh, well, at least if I die on air, it'll be a holy experience with the incense. All right, so if you'd like to call in and ask a question, I will be taking your calls at 347-215. Uh-oh. Wait, hang on. We're about to lose the stream, Sam. It just said 90 seconds. Oh, what do we do? Wait, hang on, everybody. If we might have to restart the show, just because I don't know why it just got on our feed here, so just hang on 1 second. Uh-oh. All right, hang on, everybody. Don't go away. We'll be back because I think this is going to cut me off any second now. Oh, my God. So bad. Okay, it's not. Let me see here. Hmm. Still on the air? I'm not sure if we're still on the air, but we're going to be right back. We're just going to rearrange this, and then if you have to call back in, it's okay. Just call back in. Just give us about 5 minutes. I just have to set up another stream, but all the numbers will be and access will be the same. Okay. All right. See you in a little bit.